bit. Give a little bit of your love to me. Give a little bit. Give a little bit of my love to you. There's so much that we need to share. So send a smile and show you care. Give a little bit. Give a little bit of my life for you. So give a little bit. Give a little bit of your time to me. See the man with the lonely eyes. Oh, take his hand, you'll be surprised. Oh yeah, give a little bit. Give a little bit of your love to me. Give a little bit. Give a little bit of my life for you. Now's the time that we need to share. So find yourself. We're on our way back home. Oh, going home. Don't you need to feel at home? Oh yeah, we gotta sing. Announcement lady, see yourself and see yourself.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living Toronto. My name is Tannis Burnett, the announcement lady. For anybody new, this week, every week, the guys come up with a different announcement song because, I don't know, announcements are so exciting and titillating, scintillating. There's a combination of both words. On that note, let's get started. There's a board meeting today. Ooh, yes. See? Maybe we should sing the announcements. Yeah. The board meeting is today at 1 o'clock. Everyone is invited to attend if you would like to. And all are welcome to observe. Next Sunday, June 1st, we have a guest speaker because Rev Jonathan and Helen, our president, they will be in Edmonton, where I'm sure the snow is gone, for the Canadian New Thought Conference. Maybe pack a jacket just in case. Yeah. For the Canadian New Thought Conference. So our guest speaker next week will be Reverend Diane Hoover, and she will be continuing the Deepak Chopra theme. Next week's is the law of karma, cause and effect. So come on and join us for that. And very few announcements today. Last but not least, the 4 Agreements starts this Wednesday with Reverend Jonathan. Won't be online, sorry. You need to be here in person for the class. And we only have 3 copies of the book left in the bookstore. You can register there. And come on down. And I can't believe a week ago that you were leaving for Guatemala, and here you are, and here Lena is. And it's astounding how we say goodbye to each other each Sunday, and then a week goes by and a lifetime occurs. A lifetime occurs in that time, so welcome back. And let's welcome our beloved Rev. Jonathan Zenz to the stage.
Oh, thank you. Buenos días. ¿Cómo está?
Muy bien.
So yes, I've spent a week in Guatemala, and it was an incredible, incredible trip, and you're going to hear all about it today. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living. I am Reverend Jonathan Zenz. I'm the spiritual director here. I'm so happy to have you here. I have a lot of energy today, as I always do, and that is mostly due to coffee today, because my flight landed at 11:30 last night. I got to my place and crawled into bed at 1 o'clock in the morning, and then got up at 6:15 to get ready for service today. So I'm a little, it's all good. Yes. But I want to say welcome to everyone who's here for the first time, and I'm so grateful to have your presence here. I'm so grateful to have your consciousness join with us in community, and it's such a joy to have everyone here. And I also want to say hello to everyone who is watching us online. I will tell you, I think that you're in for quite a treat today, because I get to share with you the experience I've just had this week, and that's just extraordinary to me. And it's opened my eyes to something that I think we can do and what we can be in this world in a much more profound way. So I look forward to telling you all about it. But let's start it off. We're going to start off with music, and let's start off with My Good, which is on page 32 of your songbook, the great Karen Mitchell song. And today is all about giving. That's the law we're working on today, the law of giving. And so everything you will see has a theme. My good is my God is my good. All the good there is belongs to me. My good is my God is my good. All the good I seek belongs to me. That's my truth with a capital T. It's all about living free. My good is my God. My good is my joy. My good is my joy. My joy is my good. All the good there is belongs to me. My good is my joy. My joy is my good. All the good I seek belongs to me. That's my truth with a capital T. It's all about living free. My good is my God. My God is my good. I have all I ever need. My good is my God. My good is my love. My love is my good. All the good I seek belongs to me. My good is my love. My love is my good. All the good I seek belongs to me. That's my truth with a capital T. It's all about living free. My good is my God. My God is my good. I have all I ever need. My good is my God. My good is my God.
I told you guys to watch me. You want to have a good ending on that? Good ending?
All right.
1, 2, 3, 4. My good is my God.
All right, everybody stand up and grab your songbook. Let's read the Declaration of Principles on the back of the songbook together as a community. These really resonate with me right in this moment and with the in contemplating what I've just experienced. Let's read this together. I believe in one living spirit, one indestructible, absolute, and self-existent cause. I believe this one manifests itself in and through all creation. I believe in the individualization of the Spirit, and that all people are individualizations of the one Spirit. I believe that heaven is within, and that we experience it to the degree that we become conscious of it. I believe that God is personal to all who feel this indwelling presence. I believe in the eternality, immortality, and the continuity of the individual soul forever and ever expanding. I believe in the eternal goodness, the eternal loving kindness, and the eternal givingness of life to all. You may be seated. And I'm going to invite up to the lectern our practitioner of the day to offer her brilliant words of wisdom. Please welcome Mary Ellen Cassie.
Well, good morning.
Good morning.
Wow, that song and then reading the declaration and having that just resonate. It's all about being a gift. And today, out of our meditation, I invited the people that were here to join me to say, I am a gift to the world. So, I believe we all are gifts to the world. So, continuing on this series from Deepak Chopra, this law is the law of giving. And so he starts off with this little paragraph in the beginning to describe exactly what is the law of giving for us. The universe operates through dynamic exchange. Giving and receiving are different aspects of the flow of energy in the universe. And in our willingness to give that which we seek, we keep the abundance of the universe circulating in our lives. You've heard it said many different ways. Cause and effect, karma, what we teach, you desire, you manifest. I had confirmation today, someone I did some work with a few weeks ago has found clarity and it was a successful experience. And that was very nice to be shared with today. But if we really want to learn to love, then we have to give love. There's a continuation. Nothing is stale. Nothing is stagnant. Even the garbage I throw out every week has another future, being reused, recycled, regurgitated somewhere in this universe. It's pretty powerful, and you don't have to go very far to see things. It really is about embracing it. I don't know where the garbage came in. It's not written here. But, this is what happens. So, you just accept. That's the biggest thing of gifting. I said this a couple hours ago at a friend's house. I thought, the biggest thing that you get in the gifting and the receiving is allowing us to accept it. Because one of my friends said, it's really hard to receive. I said, yeah, I know. If you don't allow this, and it's really that word acceptance about giving and receiving, it doesn't have to be a lot. I'm talking about a smile, a good morning, a hug, saying, "Can I sit here? I'm sweaty." And I hug somebody. That was a gift to me of a reminder of what that feels like. I like that. And then we went to gardening. Everything is a gift. Every word I hear can be a gift. These aren't even written. I don't know why I write these things sometimes, but I don't know. It's similar, isn't it? Yes, I know. Well, I really do have some things written out that, but mostly knowing that we are inherently abundant. It isn't just in pocket change. I want to, the richness of my heart is where it matters for me. And so I was sharing this morning with Lena that I used a phrase this week for the first time, but I trust what comes to me in my meditation, that I am a midwife. I'm a midwife birthing my soul. And I've been with that for a few days. And I'm going to take that on for quite some time, I believe. So how do I dress myself in this morning? It was like, you're a midwife birthing the soul. And so what a gift. Not just to myself, but what do I bring out to community? So he talks a little bit about applying the gift and what that means. And, you can do that yourself. We go to weddings, you give a card, you get birthday gifts, somebody buys you a cake. Yesterday I got dark chocolate truffles, and I thought, they're locked up in my trunk of my car, and, I will have a little bit of here and there. And I'll probably share, no doubt. But anyways, when he talks about this dynamic change, it's a reminder for me that nothing is stale, nothing is stagnant, everything is alive and well, and I say it is so. That's the key factor for me, that I accept it. So it's not about, my life changed here at this center. 9 years ago, here I am. And I really embraced a teaching called The Keys to the Kingdom. And I've taught that a couple of times here. And I've never looked back. I have never suffered. My only suffering would be what I call my poverty of spiritual suffering if I'm out of alignment. I do not suffer from lack anywhere in my life. But doing that course, and I do this, I renew this every year for myself. But the law of giving is always in action. I plant a seed. I don't see it growing in that earth, in that dark earth. And then it comes up. Even the soil is feeding that seed. The seed comes up. The seed feeds me. The plant feeds me. And away we go. It's the gift of giving and receiving. And so I think possibly what we get to do, though, is to do it freely, with love. I know we share, and I've heard it from many ministers, that when it's a time for an offering, that only give from your heart, because you won't get in, it won't be reciprocal. Because not only is there a law of giving, but there's a law of reciprocity. That reciprocal is a better word for me. Reciprocity. I knew a recipe was in there somewhere. Just cooking with gas up here, right? And so it's like that. There isn't anything to it. You don't have to stir it. You don't have to do anything with it, but be it. And I said earlier today, somebody was hugging me this morning and goodbye, and I said, this is the gift. This is a gift that when someone comes up and hugs us, that we're also receiving the hug back if we're open to feel that and allow that connection. There's many gifts. Touch. I invite you to touch your neighbor and shake hands and say good morning. Those are free items. You don't have to dig deep into your pocketbooks to be the gift in the world. So, it's timely, and I think that if you're giving of your time and your thoughts to this magnificent intelligence that is all around us, I am fed deeply with love and compassion and grace and harmony, and I can't leave out laughter, because we think that that isn't important, but there's people that don't hear laughter. But being the gift that you want in the world for yourself shows up just because you desire it. You plant that seed out in that invisible, and it will come back. It shows up, guaranteed. And you know, God doesn't come up and say, here's your little coupon. If it doesn't work, you can bring it back. That's the guarantee. I don't have to go to a countertop to be refunded anything. I just keep making deposits into my abundant bank account, into my abundant life. The biggest gift for me is knowing that you don't keep it for yourself, but by sharing it, it travels. It travels from city to city, community to community, from heart to heart, and connection. And so there was a song that I got out of the shower this morning, and it's like, I give to you, you give to me, and I thought, I know there's a song. And then these two fine gentlemen this morning, Jim says, that's true love. I said, well, that's a gift itself. And then he brought up Dr. Kildare. And I said, I'm going to say that out loud today here at the center, and there will be some people that used to watch Dr. Kildare. Hello. Well, I guess it was in sort of the theme music or something. And I have no idea, but it was like, can you imagine having that in our heart every day? What people are to you? And then saying it and making that happen. The many times we may not feel a connection or whatever, it is there, and only we stop ourselves. There is no limit in the universe when we get ourselves out of the way. So thank you very much. Those are my few words. Some made up. And so in all of that, I really do appreciate your listening, because that is a gift in itself. So as I stand here, I'm going to invite you to take a breath and join me in consciousness. And as I awaken and I allow this divine spark to work in and through me and express as me, I know that there is only one divine presence, one God, in everything, and everywhere present. I am in divine communion with this universal intelligence, this magnificent light and love, the spirit that is the gift in my life, in all life. Wherever I am, God is. And wherever God is, I am. This spirit, this divine grace is ripe for me. And I embrace this. as one of the juiciest vegetable or fruit that I can devour. I ingest this presence. I invite it in, my whole being, body, mind, spirit. There is no separation. I am totally, totally engaged in this oneness that is always operating in and through each and every one of us. As I sit in my silence, I resurrect the presence and the knowingness, and I become an active listener. An active listener for the truth, to be awakened, and for myself to be aware and alive in this. I love the fact that I walk on the earth with my feet, and it's as if my feet, I reflect thinking my feet are kissing Mother Earth at each and every time I put my presence on the ground. That there is no separation. The ground is the sacred ground. And I allow this to rise up in me, to create the harmony and the grace and the beauty that I say I am. I am perfect, whole, and complete. And those words resonate in me, the image that I am made in, the likeness of the divine itself. Knowing that I am not an ending, I am always a beginning, constantly connected. I begin each day with a newness in my heart and a newness in my soul, and awaken to the divineness, the presence and the gift that everyone that is in my life or that I meet, I may not know. As I greet you as the face of God, as the divine presence and the gift that you are, I am, we are, globally, all around, swimming in the same pool of love and life. I release these words with a most grateful heart and an opening heart. I invite it to burst me open with joy and grace and harmony and laughter. And yes, abundance in every area of my life where relationships continue to flow. Knowing and being aware that God is giving 24/7, constantly. I accept the gift. I am open and I receive all the attributes that are way too many for me to say. I release these words to the law, knowing it is done, it is complete. I release and I let it go, and together we say, and so it is.
Thank you, Mary. Just take a breath. Allow yourself to feel that place of resonance. Allow yourself to feel and take with you the one idea that struck you. Our song today, our featured song of the day, it's one of my favorites, actually. I love this song. It's a Pierre Gautreau original. Yes, it is. So please welcome with Give What I Got to Give, Pierre Gautreau and the Queen Street Band.
Walking around town, have you heard the news? Apparently we all got free will, we all get to choose. Are you singing love songs or are you singing the blues? Now you've got your way and I've got mine. We're all connected by the universal central line. Attracting to us what we believe all of the time. So I'll give what I got to give, I'll give what I got to give with love. I'll give what I got to give, I'll give what I got to give with love. I said I'll give what I got to give what I got to give with love. It always brings the sun out, which breaks the dark cloud above. So hey there in the mirror, what's it gonna be? 'Cause you know that releasing the past, well, that will always set you free. There's only love, it's plain to see, that can take away the pain and the misery. So I'll give what I got to give, I'll give what I got to give with love. I'll give what I got to give, I'll give what I got to give with love. I said I'll give what I got to give what I got to give with love. It always brings the sun out, which breaks the dark cloud above. Mr. Stephen Belair. If I think of how I'm feeling and it isn't quite appealing, there are two things that I can do. Well, I can still play the game and feel the same, or put my foot in the other shoe. I'll give what I got to give, I'll give what I got to give with love. I'll give what I got to give, I'll give what I got to give with love. I said I'll give what I got to give what I got to give with love. It always brings the sun out, which breaks the dark cloud above. Always brings the sun out, which breaks the dark cloud, which breaks the dark cloud, which breaks the dark cloud above. I'm gonna give what I gotta give.
the Queen Street Band. Yes, I give what I got to give with love, with love. You know, one of the things that was really clear for me this morning when, we do the rehearsal and then, the practitioners and the practitioner students and I all get together and we do a prayer before. And the prayer today was totally 100% focused on love. And here's the reason. That's all there is. That's it. There's nothing else. Hold on, I just got to open this up. There we go. So, the question that I have to start with right in this moment is, where do I begin? I mean, where do I begin? How is it possible even to begin to recount the experience I had this week? And I posted on Facebook. All my days are mixed up. I think it was on Friday after I'd finished my last thing with the kids and we had gone back to the hotel. I said, there are no words sufficient to describe the experience I had, and I could tell you about this experience for about 4 days. I promised to only keep you here for a short time. Sort of. And I can say that this trip to Guatemala changed me. Did it? Did it not? That's really the big question, because it did and it didn't. Because I actually had a very clear understanding on a spiritual level what I was getting into and what was to be expected. A lot of people have these kinds of experiences and they come back and they say, oh my gosh, it changed me so deeply. And you know what? No. It got me in touch with who I am at a more, at a deeper level. That's really what happened for me. So a little bit of some of the details of the trip, I wrote travelogue. And I'm going to start the travelogue with last Sunday, what happened last Sunday after I left service. Now, many of you have been on this journey with me for 9 months about my mom, who is experiencing pancreatic cancer, and I want you to know, if you don't know already, that she did make her transition last Sunday. I think it was around 1:30 in the afternoon, local time. And you know what? It was perfect. It's been something that I've been anticipating and expecting and waiting for. In fact, my brother-in-law, it was funny, he says, waiting for somebody to make their transition is almost like waiting for somebody to give birth. There's not much difference when it's this kind of experience. So I got the call, the call that I've been anticipating the whole time. And like I say, it was perfect because now what it allowed me to do was recognize that my mother was freeing herself up from the body to experience this trip with me in spirit. And I didn't have to go to Guatemala with very little capacity for communication. You could not have called me there. In fact, I got back and I had a lot of voicemail messages. Probably should have left an outgoing message that said I'm in Guatemala and won't be answering my phone. Anyway, I could not have gotten the call while I was there. So I'm glad I didn't have to go with that hanging over me of, oh my gosh, did it happen? Did it not happen? Anyway, but when I say that this trip was in her memory and in her legacy, I really do mean it. And there are some things that are coming about because of this that I think are really exciting for me and exciting for my family. And I'm looking forward to what transpires in terms of this particular organization and how we can affect change. This community can affect change for that organization and the entire world in the process. So here are a couple of the things that I did if you weren't following me on Facebook. Day one, we got there and we took a 6-hour bus ride to get to the location from the airport. Yeah, it's a long way. So that was on Monday. Tuesday, we get up bright and early. We get on the boat because the transportation there everywhere is by boat. So we get on the boat and we go from our hotel on the boat and we toolie along and we get to the orphanage. And I don't really want to continue calling it an orphanage because really what I understand now, it's really more a boarding school. There are orphans there, but it's for poverty. It's like the community is experiencing poverty at a very dramatic level. And so it's a great thing that Casa Guatemala does, which is they bring in the kids that would not otherwise be able to afford school. And it's funded because of, well, quite frankly, what we're doing. by doing these kinds of fundraising events and being able to share our abundance with the world. So we get there, and day one, we get out there, and they say, great, this is what you're going to do today. You're going to go plant pineapples. And it was hot and muggy, and there was no shade, and we're out there, and there I am with my shovel. You know, it's those two-handed shovels that you have to dig down and dig the hole, and you kind of like chopsticks a little bit, right? And we're out there, and how many did we have to plant? Like 2,500. They were expecting us to plant 2,500 pineapple plants on the hottest day that we experienced while we were there. So it's good. We worked on it in the morning, and I got to a point where I said, I have to step back because I feel like I might be overcome with heat exhaustion because I'm not accustomed to this kind of work. Might as well call it like it is. I mean, let's face it. I am not accustomed to that kind of work. And the funny thing is, okay, so here are all the gringos, right? We're all out there and like trying to take off as much of our clothing as we can as we're like, it's so hot. And we're like dripping with sweat. And all the locals are all out there in their long sleeve shirts, their jeans, and they're like, whatever, you know, like dig the holes. And they're not sweating at all. And I'm sure some of them are standing back going, yeah, look at those gringos. So we did that for a while, and then they said, oh, we have this jungle gym. And it is not lost on me the irony of a jungle gym in the jungle. That we had to go, and it's old, and it had all this old paint, and they were asking us to scrape the paint and then, you know, sand it down because they were going to prime it and repaint it. And so that was, you know, basically the first day. I hardly got to see kids on the first day. But that all changed the second day. And the second day, James Mellon and I started working with the English classes. They rotate kids through, you know, the school, and there are about 200 kids who go to the school, and about 150 of them live on the premises. It's, you know, like a boarding school, and the conditions are quite basic. They're below basic. They are really below basic, and I'll tell you, the classroom that we worked in it needs a lot of repair, and they're starting to do that work, but I was terrified that we were going to fall through that floor. So it's rough. I mean, it's really rough, and I want you to know that it's rough because what I'm going to invite everyone to do is go with me next year when I go back. But you need to know it's rough. It is rough. So James and I were working with the English classes, and we were teaching the lyrics to a song that he wrote called We All Pray the Same. And his idea is he wants to go around the world and get video of kids singing the song. So we taught them the lyrics in English, and then we taught them to sing the lyrics, and it was really beautiful. So we were in English classes all day long on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and it culminated in doing a video shoot on Friday, which the kids were so excited about. And I'll tell you, when you see all 200 of them in one place at the same time, it's overwhelming because we really were only seeing, 15, 20 at a time. So they are there in the English classes to learn English, and I would like to say that I was there and having to learn Spanish because I don't speak Spanish. I mean, I grew up in southern Arizona, so you would think that I would have learned it at some point, but no, I decided that German was a better option in high school. Yeah. And I don't remember hardly any of my German, but I do remember a lot of Spanish. I remember words, right? So, ¿Quién habla español? ¿Sí? Sí. ¿Cómo se llama tongue in español? Lengua. Sí. So the first line in the song We All Pray the Same is in any tongue. And trying to get them to understand how to say the word tongue when they see it written out there, because they're all going, tongue? No, tongue. And then we would have to ask them, ¿cómo se llama tongue in español? It's lengua. Is anybody understanding what I'm saying? How do you say tongue in Spanish? It's lengua. See, one of my favorite things, though, is James Mellon. I'm totally calling him out, and he's going to watch this service. So he would get out there. You're going to love this, right? And he was trying to tell the kids to listen. And he would go out there and he'd go, escuela, 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 which means school, as opposed to saying escucha, which means listen. And then the other thing that he would do is he would be teaching the lyrics in English in any tongue, and they would repeat, in any tongue, in any color, in any word, in any name. We get to the second part, which is no matter what we call it. And James would get up there, and I think he thought he was helping, but he'd go, no matter what we call it. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, because he told you that story when he was here. God bless him. One of my favorite things that happened, though, is, and I posted this on Facebook, because there was this one little girl who really took a liking to me. And whenever she would see me, she would kind of, latch on to me. And, then I would say, okay, well, I have to go, and then I would go do my thing. But if she saw me walking down the path and she was sitting with her friends, she would always call it, Jonathan, Jonathan, cantar. Because that means sing, right? She wanted me to sing. She wanted to, so every time I saw her, cantar. So I'd go over there and I would sing the song to her, and she would just sit there, oh. Oh. And then I would excuse myself, and I would go away, and then I would come back, and Jonathan, Jonathan, cantar. It was great. It was great. I mean, and so those are just some of the experiences that we had, right? Right? And that in and of itself would make it worth it, but there's something that goes much deeper. There's something that goes much deeper. What I am going to do is, before I actually move on with my talk, much to your surprise, even though I did tell her on the plane I was going to do this, I want Lena to tell you about her experience for about 5 minutes. And here's the question that I want you to answer. What was your takeaway? Right? So Lena DeSanto was on the trip with me. She's a great travel companion, by the way. If you ever need to travel, awesome. So Lena, would you just tell us a little bit about your experience?
Well, to begin with, I'm a little bit raw right now because it was experience upon experience throughout the week. And is it on? And my intention that I went down with, as it was Intention Week for those of us in Mental Muscle, was that I was...
Hold on, because they're not going to get this online.
Oh, okay.
Let me run to the soundboard real quick.
You like actually hold the microphone in front of your face? It is in front of my face. I can't get it unless I
You need to undo vocals.
Sorry.
Oh, whoa. Okay,
Mute buttons are everything.
all right.
Okay.
I'm going to take a breath and start.
Yeah.
And be in the emotion and the experience of this trip. I was starting to say that I went with the intention because of having, bringing myself from love, life, light, beauty, peace, joy, and laughter. Because I didn't know what I was getting into. I didn't know what conditions, what I was to do. And I want to start out by a shout out to my fabulous team with Reverend James, Mellon, and our wonderful team of volunteers, because this was a community effort. And what I saw that started with is what each and every person brought to Casa Guatemala, that they brought their greatness, they brought their gifts of doing whatever was theirs to do, and mine included. It's like, I'm here to do what's called of me to do, even starting with planting pineapples, which that's how it did start. And my experience throughout the week was I did end up being with the children at one point in a classroom where we were doing art and doing thank you cards. And once I get the picture, I did have pictures, a picture with one of the boys that wrote a thank you card for the our Toronto community. And I watched them draw, and this one particular boy that was doing our card for our community, I would go back because the class was over and he was still diligently. And I'm like, are you finished? I'm trying to say, finito, completo. My Spanish was Italian, so I was, we had an instance where we would be taking pictures of these children with their thank you cards, because they did write them for individuals, for all the volunteers that were there. And there was a group of boys that got up to get their pictures taken with their thank you cards. And Scott was taking the picture of them, and I'd say, sorriso, sorriso, and they'd look at me, and I thought, that's smile in Italian. And it was close enough, because it was, what is it, sorrisa? So they would just be cracking up, and it's like, okay, you know what? They're laughing, they got it. But it was just, moments like that. And the one thing, I just watched everything unfold, and my takeaway is just watching each of them in their pure spirit, in their pure joy. They are in community with each other. And they support each other, they love each other, they're there, they want to learn. And on the final day, and this was one of the most touching moments for me, when we were getting ready for the grand performance of the 200 kids, which, trust me, when I walked in and I saw them standing there, I was just like, to see them all together, like tears. And we were doing face painting, which they weren't familiar with because they don't often get that. And so they were a little resistant, but so there was a group of us that were doing that. And the first little girl that came up to me was literally about this tall. And she looks at me and she puts out her arm and she says, love, corazon? And I'm like, yes, I can write the words love and draw the heart. And child after child followed through wanting the same thing. And some of them, the big thing with them is having a heart with alas, wings. And isn't it all about love? And that's all they want. And for me, it was the giving and receiving of being present with each and every one of them. And here I was volunteering and doing whatever, but I received the biggest gift of all from each and every one of those children. And that was my takeaway. And love is the universal language. It really is. And I'll have love with wings any day.
Yeah. Thank you, Lena. So there is no mistake, even though it was not planned, there is no mistake that the law of giving is what we're talking about today, which is the second law in the 7 Spiritual Laws of Success by Deepak Chopra. It just happened to be. I didn't plan it. I swear to God I didn't plan it. And this is how he describes it, as Mary Ellen read. The universe operates through dynamic exchange. Giving and receiving are different aspects of the flow of energy in the universe. And in our willingness to give that which we seek, we keep the abundance of the universe circulating in our lives. Giving and receiving are different aspects of the flow of energy in the universe. There's one energy, and that energy is love. That's it. There's something, a lot of people will look at the law of giving, and they'll think, oh, I'm going to get hit up for money now. A lot of people will go there in their minds. And the truth is, giving is so much more, and receiving is so much more. And it has to be, there has to be openness to give and openness to receive. And that's how we create more flow, more active flow in our lives. The word affluence means to flow in abundance. To flow. One of the things that I want us to think about is this idea. None of us need as much as we think we need in the material world. That was a major, it's like I intellectually understand this, and I've done my experiences of like, let's shed everything, let's shed all the material goods from my life, and yet I still live in a 3-bedroom apartment with, comfortable furniture and hot running water and, well, quite frankly, indoor plumbing, period. And can I live without that? You know what? Yeah, I can. None of us need as much as we think we need. And none of us, this is the other thing that I think is, none of us should think about these children as being in need. Because I will tell you, these children are not in need. These children, and the reason I say that is because it holds them in a place of consciousness that is less than. What I understand is that these children are more than many of the children that are living in our very comfortable first world country. They are more rich than many people I know who have a lot of money. Here, I watched 200 children in a community get along, share, laugh, play, live, and they have almost no material possessions. And they're happier than most children that I know. They live in an abundant flow because they've not been taught anything else. And I think that our society, our first world society, this concept of get, really does a disservice to us, because more and more I'm knowing it's give. Give, and be open to get. But give, because if you want to get, you have to give. They live in an abundant flow, and to think otherwise, to think anything else about these children would be a disservice to them in consciousness. We do live in a very different expression of abundant flow, and I don't want to discount that. It is okay. It is absolutely okay. We actually don't really have to give anything up to share in the abundance. We don't have to give it up. I don't have to give up my 3-bedroom apartment. I don't have to give up, all the luxuries that I have. What I have to give up is my need to have, is the need to have. Chopra, in the 7 Spiritual Laws of Success, he writes this: if through the act of giving you feel you have lost something, then the gift is not truly given and will not cause increase. If through the act of giving you feel you have lost something, then the gift is not truly given and will not cause increase. And I believe this is true on both sides of the giving-receiving coin. One coin, 2 sides. The feeling of loss is no good for the giver or the receiver. It creates a consciousness of lack. It creates a consciousness of less than. And we cannot afford to live in that world. So perhaps in the act of giving, in all things we do, the giving of our heart, the giving of a silent prayer, the giving of a smile, we can work towards the understanding that we as the giver have gained something from that as well. And that is the simplicity of this law. The law is very simple. The law of giving is very simple. But we get caught up in thinking it's all about the material. Chopra writes, if you want joy, give joy to others. If you want love, learn to give love. If you want attention and appreciation, learn to give attention and appreciation. If you want material affluence, help others to become materially affluent. In fact, the easiest way to get what you want is to help others get what they want. So let's all stop trying so hard to get what we want. And let's help others get what they want. Do you have to go to Guatemala? No, you don't. But when I do go again, and I will go again, I do want to make this a yearly thing for me personally, and I want to involve the community. I'm going to encourage you all to go. In fact, I'm going to start working on raising money now to take a group of us down there. I was doing the calculations, and I believe that I can take a group of 8 for under $10,000. All in. Flights, accommodations, everything. Think about that. $10,000 is a drop in the hat. I mean, it's nothing. It's nothing. And it's everything. And this is the legacy of my mother in me expressing, because she was a humanitarian, and that's one of the gifts that I learned from her. And I was open to receiving that gift and to work on giving it in the world. And I am so grateful for her in my life and her continued experience in my life. She's not here on this plane of action any longer, but she is always in my memory, and she will be with me throughout eternity, really. And one of the things that I'm working on, of course, I've talked to my sister about this. I haven't talked to my stepfather about this, but I don't think he watches my service anyway. And I talked to the woman who runs the charitable organization. She invited me to set up a memorial fund in my mother's name to support Casa Guatemala, and I think that I'm going to work on doing that through the organization, that they will put together a memorial fund in her name. And the legacy that I take with me and that I choose to share, and this is what I believe we shared with these kids, is this. Todo es posible en el mundo. Everything is possible in this world. Everything is possible in this world. And it's not because of the things we get. And it's not because of the concept of success being some golden ring that we can latch on to. It's because when we approach life with a consciousness of a life well lived, and that we impart this to all of humanity, then anything and everything is possible in this world. I know for a fact that my presence there touched every single one of those children. And we all have this capacity, every single one of us in our own unique way, to touch the lives of others. And so I encourage you, whatever it is, go out there and give of yourself. Go out there and be that change. This is the act of being the change. Now, in the book, Deepak Chopra has some ways of practicing the law of giving. How did your practice go this past week, by the way, in the law of pure potentiality? Did you remember you had stuff that you were supposed to do over the course of the week? Yeah, awesome. How did it go? I'm seeing some, I don't know. So the practice of the law of giving is this. Make a decision that you will give something to every person with whom you come into contact. That's part number one. This does not have to be in material form. It can be a flower, it can be a compliment, it can be a prayer. Here's the thing that I encourage you to do. Allow yourself to be in a place of giving consciously. Give consciously. Truly embody the compliment. You look beautiful today. I love that shirt. I really do. Number two, gratefully and consciously receive. Allow yourself to be fed. Allow yourself to receive. Recognize the flow of abundance. There was a lot of flow of abundance in Guatemala because I'll tell you, after day one, the hottest day, then it rained every single day. Oh, if only we could have been working in the field on the days it rained. First of all, it would have made that tough soil much easier to dig into. Oh, and the birds and the animals. I saw an iguana out in the wild. It was really awesome. They are big. And I don't want to discourage you from coming, Tanis, but there are some big spiders. I saw one. Not in the hotel. No, you wouldn't want to be in the hotel the whole time. Well, you know, if you're on the second floor of the school, trusting that you're not going to drop through the floor, you'd be okay up there. That's where I saw the spider. I know, I'm a great salesman. It is the jungle. Here's the other thing that I want to be very clear on. Don't discredit any expression of abundance. And this is what I mean by that. I would like us all to work this week to remove the word only from our vocabulary. The idea of, I received this, it's only $10. No, that's abundance. That is the expression of abundance. And the divine spirit knows no difference between $10 and $10 million. Be willing to accept it as abundance. That's what it is. It is the flow of energy through you. So this week, let's open up the floodgates. Let's open up the floodgates of the giving and receiving paradigm. And what this actually does is it actually takes us back to the first law, the law of pure potentiality. Because when we go into the flow, when we allow ourselves to go into the flow and release any attachment to the conditions or the material things in our world, opening ourselves up to the flow opens us up to pure potentiality. That anything is possible in this world. Todo es posible en el mundo. Namaste. I'm going to invite you to take whatever it is in terms of a financial contribution you have to give to the center today, whether it's a tithe, an investment, whatever, however you consider it. Recognize that it is an aspect of the law of giving. And give in a way that does not put you into the place of feeling that you've lost something. Give with love. And as the baskets go around, we're going to be treated to the brilliance, I'm not even singing on this, to the brilliance of Pierre Gautreau and his song as he tunes. I'll have to punt a little bit more. He's almost ready.
It should be the insert in it.
Oh, yes, in this song, we were handing this out as an insert because this is a newer song. We first sang it a couple weeks ago, so the lyrics are on the insert that went into your songbook today. And the song is called What Do I Have? So feel free to stand up, too, and allow yourself to really feel the music.
What do I have to give? What do I need to live? What do I have to share? What do I do to show I care? What do I have to give? What do I need to live? What do I have to share? What do I do to show I care? What do I have to give? What do I need to live? What do I have to share? What do I do to show I care? What do I give? What do I give? What do I give? What do I give? What do I give?
I will invite Mary Ellen to do a blessing over our offering.
Oh, dear. It is my absolute pleasure to be doing a blessing over the gifts. The gifts, the offerings, the kindness, the generosity, the love and the peace and the joy and the laughter, the gift of letting go, the gift of allowing, the gift of accepting. It is right here, right now, in these baskets. The gift of giving and the gift of receiving, the gift of sharing. And I add the gift of enjoying, the enjoyment in sharing, knowing that this is constant, it is in action. The gifts, God is money in action. It's no different. And I invite each and every one of us to release the gift that we have given and to allow it to flow, to continue to be in this divine circulation. Absolutely opening up the doors of potentiality in each and every one of us and in each and every one that this gift of giving and receiving blesses and touches and shares with. I release these words to law, knowing it is done. I let it go and I let it be so, and together we all say, and so it is.
Thank you very much. So, in this, do I want this here? Yeah, that's fine. In this act of giving and the understanding of giving, I want to thank everyone who gives of themselves in the way of volunteering with this center. I want to thank our board members on duty today, Angelica and Fred. I also want to do a shout out especially to Angelica, who has taken over and serving as our volunteer coordinator. Brilliant job. And if volunteering calls to you, if volunteering in this center calls to you, please speak with Angelica today, and we will definitely utilize your talents brilliantly. I want to thank, for setting up today, Lori. I want to thank Linda and Judy as our greeters today. Yes. I want to thank Marg, who's in the bookstore today. I want to thank Carmen in the sound booth. I want to thank Cara, who's been on our webcast today, and Tony. Another shout out to everybody who is watching us online. Grateful to have your presence here with us in community. And yeah, always a pleasure to know that, you know, we are a community that extends beyond these walls for sure. I want to thank Mahala, who is with the Dynamic Kids today. Yes, and I want to thank Pierre Gautreau and the Queen Street Band. I want to say thank you to Lena for sharing your experience and for being in this experience with me. And I want to thank Mary Ellen Cassie, our practitioner of the day, for your work. Thank you so much. I asked Pierre to do this song in a very particular way. So what I'm going to invite you to do is close your eyes and relax. Let go, release, allow, just be. Stepping in and tapping into that which you are. You don't have to try to be God. You don't have to try to be anything. It is who you are already. And allow that flow to simply express itself by means of each and every one of you, each and every one of us. We are that perfect place of expression.
I wanna sing a love song. The world can sing along. I wanna sing a love song. The world It's true.
And so in this moment, I step back and I allow myself to go to that place of deep understanding and recognition that there is a divine power in this universe, and I call it love. This one power is the source of all creation, and each and every one of us is a perfect expression of this divine power, living its life. For there is one life. That life is God's life. That life is our life, right here, right now, and that life is perfect. And in perfection, in this place of perfection, I trust and I know that we are each of us opened up to a deeper understanding of what it is to give and to receive, for we are all of us in this abundant flow of energy. And as we open up to it, more flows and more flows and more flows, for it can never be contained. Each of us experiencing affluence perfectly. Trusting that each and every one of us has been touched by something here today, I simply allow it to resonate, to inform the rest of our day, the rest of our week, the rest of our lives. For we, each of us, carry with us from this point, right here and right now, something new. And I give over to the new. I give over to it with a grateful heart, knowing that it is complete. In the very speaking of it, I know that my word spoken is done, and so I release it to that immutable law, knowing it is complete, it is so, and together we say, and so it is.
If everybody sang a love song, if everybody sang a love song, what could it do? It would wash away the hate, let in a little faith, and maybe shift a fearful point of view. Oh, I want to sing a love song. The world can sing along. I love you. I do. It's true.
So let's celebrate this out in the streets as we close today with, what is it? The Bright Side of the Road. It's on page 20 of your songbooks. Have a great week, everyone.
20.
20, page 20.
From the dark end of the street,
From the dark end of the street
to the bright side of the road,
to the bright side of the road,
we will meet you once again on the bright side of the road. Little darling, come with me.
oh darling, come with me.
Won't you help me share my load?
Won't you help me share my load?
From the dark end of the street to the bright side of the road. twinkling of an eye. Let's enjoy it while we can.
Let's enjoy it while we can.
Won't you help me sing my song?
Won't you help me sing my song?
Little darling, come along to the bright side of the road. And into this life we're born. And baby, sometimes we just don't know why. And time seems to go by so fast. In the twinkling of an eye. Let's enjoy it while we can.
Let's enjoy it while we can.
Won't you help me sing my song?
Won't you help me sing my song?
Little darling, come along to the bright side of the road. From the dark end of the street
From the dark end of the street
to the bright side of the road.
to the bright side of the road.
We'll meet you once again on the bright side of the road. We will meet you once again on the bright side of the road. We will meet you once again on the bright side of the road.